know, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, content. How many times can I sit there and continuously say the same thing over and over and over? I personally, as an audience member, would be kind of a little insulted and a little bored. Like, I don't know if I could deal with that. So anyways, long story short, at the end of the day, racism back then, it's one thing to be racist. It's another thing to just do ungodly, thinkable things to a human being. I mean, at the end of the day, the act was despicable no matter what era it came from. I mean, to have that kind of, I don't even know what to say, to be able to do that to anything, any living creature. Any living creature is just, it's sick. And nobody was helped. He never got justice. He never got. Off the island. They didn't say, we love Doug, save Doug. It was all just save Doug. And, they wanted to, and people started calling in for Perplexed Cutie. Now, I don't know if I have to assume she's probably not a good sport. And she's probably not going to say her Bon Voyage video. But, it is all, fun and games. And at the end of the day, it's the audience that chooses. I'm not calling in there placing a bet, right? And if I did call in there, it'd be for a friend, so it doesn't alter the, the balance, right? It would be like for Justice for All, Dolly, something funny, not just saying, I'm going to go for MGL. Like, it'd be funny. Like, I'm going to go for MGL because she's just rising. She's like the cream. We're obviously covering the Dylan Rounds case and every aspect of it. And I don't listen, whether or not I go on your panel or respect you or don't respect you, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, whenever things come up, I'm going to run with it, whether it hurts somebody's feelings or not. And the idea that I'm going to back down from Doug No Thanks Investigates because he's friends with a con man, it's not happening. It's not happening. I wasn't trying, I don't have nothing against Doug No Thanks Investigates. There's a lot of women that do. But see, I don't watch him. I don't watch the garbage. Him yelling at women, him disrespecting people. I don't see that because, and it's not him. It's not just him. I don't really watch a lot of it. I never want to see her at that house again. I never want to see her with her parents again. I think it's time. I think they've screwed up these children's lives so much so that at this point they need lots of therapy and wraparound services. But, at the end of the day, I think we all want Summer safe. But he's been pushed, and he's been pushed by people here on YouTube. And I don't know. I just want him to be back to Ernie, I want him to be back to Ernie. So we're going to pray for Ernie. Guys, throw some prayer hands up in the chat for Ernie today. We just want to give him a bunch of love and support from this channel with whatever he's going through. We just want him better. And that's at the end of the day, we want him better. There's no anything else we can find. And we felt a lot of deep animosity toward this case lift. It was a day of love, and it was a day for Summer. And you know what? At the end of the day, that was what was supposed to happen. So all you naysayers, and I know it's not the people in this chat, it's the ones that are haters. You can't do that. That's the problem. That's why you hate so much.
Oh, man. Oh, holy sure.
Because you're nobodies, right? At the end of the day, you want to sit and talk crap, but you don't want to do anything. No integrity. None. So I could fill in wherever I needed to fill in, and I didn't have to, get sidetracked with trying to memorize and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, everybody said, everything turned out well. I was running around there, to be honest with you. And that's what other people don't understand. The people that are out there working this event don't, we do it to see the joy in other people, to bring that joy and peace to them. Just a little bit. And just to let you know, gas is almost $5 a freaking gallon. Okay. So how much do you think it takes to drive 1,400 miles? Just saying. Yeah. I think there's a lot of people. But you know what? At the end of the day, the vigil, all of them, from what I can hear, were beautiful. Were beautiful. They went well. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take... Oh, thank you, Emma. You are too kind. Emma, I hope you're feeling better today. She's our friend across the pond. Love her. She's been supporting this channel from day one. She's been going through her own stuff, so we send her lots of prayers. And I really, truly hope that, you're doing much better than you were, just a month ago. So... Yeah. Yeah, it's possible, but I just don't see it being probable. I don't think that the church had anything to do with it. At the end of the day, many of you guys know where I stand on this. Every time I went back there, every time we searched, every time we did any kind of fact finding, everything kept going back to that mountain and back to the parents. Period. Everything. And left everything else. But I want to give a shout out to Miss Robin Lane, because she was not the ones that took those items. She took that beautiful wreath and the light up flowers. And as soon as she realized there was a problem, she brought them right back. She apologized about the misunderstanding. We understood that she was really coming from a place of love. But at the end of the day, you don't take something that doesn't belong to you. Period. That's just period. Thou shalt not steal is part of the 10 Commandments. And you don't take from a 6-year-old child. You don't take from a missing 6-year-old child. You just don't do that.
Oh, God, no, I can't breathe.
And mods, I do understand I have spies in here, but that it doesn't really matter where they come from. It really doesn't. I don't care if they're spying on me. At the end of the day, it's about Summer Wells in this case. And we keep it drama free in here. So if they're not stirring up. YouTube has created this culture that it's okay to put people in danger. And, we have to protect ourselves against that. And, at the end of the day, we already put ourselves in enough danger just being out here doing these cases that we can't add any additional level of danger onto us. So we have to be ultra secretive. And, the people that support us, especially financially, have to trust us. I don't care about my numbers. I don't care about my likes. I don't care about, my subscriptions and memberships and stuff like that. Those are things that are there to help support us. But I don't care about them. At the end of the day, it's about the victim. And that's why people flock to our channels. So You know, people like the unedited, raw version. They don't mind me telling people to go F themselves. You know, so if you guys want to keep it clean in here, please do so. Your opinion. I will always work with Jonathan until he tells me he does not want to work with me anymore. He is always going to work lock, step, and barrel with myself, period. At the end of the day, period. We work well together. We accomplish many missions. We stay focused. We drive each other to do better. And that's what we plan on doing moving forward. So don't know what to tell you. But I want the conversation to be had sooner than later. At the end of the day, it's about finding Summer. And the sooner I can put you in the, at the bottom of the list, the better. Right now, you're at the top of my list. Club. We really try to keep it real here. We try to keep it as drama-free as possible. And we really do love and appreciate all the support we get from you guys. You guys are part of the family. You're part of the team. And I hope you guys do feel that. At the end of the day, these are real life stuff. So we're not going to agree 100% of the time. We're just not. Even the haters, we pray for you. Many people know I'm a God-fearing woman. I try not to perpetrate the hate myself. Sometimes I get down in the gutters. I try not to, but it happens. But at the end of the day, I really pray for you. I pray for you to have a kinder heart. I see things a little differently. All hands on deck. I will tell you, there was some controversy over us going to the church. There's no controversy in praying. And everybody knows I'm a religious person. We went there to find out about the church, we didn't bother any parishioner there. We didn't, ask any questions to the people there inside. We actually went there to see the church, to hear the message. I was supposed to be there. I can tell you that. God drove me there to hear the message. Many people know I'm a liberty person. And the messaging that day was all about religious liberty. It was right up my alley. It was a message I needed to hear. We prayed. We prayed right along. We got on our knees right along with everybody else in that church. We prayed. We listened to the message. We did not go, walk up to anybody and ask them about Summer, ask them what they knew. We didn't do that. We went there to check out the church, to pray. Yes, Robin Lane was there. When we walked in, she was up on stage singing hallelujah. She sat right next to Olivia's mother and spoke to her. She was just a very kind person. The sermon was great. I walked up to the pastor after the church was over and shook his hand and said, that was a really great message. I really did enjoy visiting your church. We got, a visitor's package, which included a beautiful coffee cup right here. A booklet about Jesus, a pen, some fresh honey. It was nice. And I've got nothing bad to say about that. A lot of people, and that's another thing, a lot of people speculate this church is involved in the disappearance of Summer. I don't believe so. We didn't talk to anybody there, so I've got nothing to dispute the claim. It's just my opinion. Just based on my gut and the fact that I was there and the vibes that I received. I don't believe that church had anything to do with it. I don't believe Robin Lane had anything to do with this poor child. I truly believe her heart is in the right spot. Why she's going up there and hanging out with Don and Candace, I don't know, but she's a religious person. And religious persons love to pray for people, especially people that are struggling. And whether they had something to do with their child's disappearance or not, I have to believe that they are struggling. And she is probably being compelled by God to go out there and pray with them and watch over them. Hey, Joe Mama. I wanted to cut the beginning portion of that out of the video and didn't. And but at the end of the day, his vehicle does stick out like a sore thumb. He knew that Don already knew that he at least showed us where his job site was. But he's far from being the mole we have in
Tucker's organization that's that's texting us where, Don is working. So at the end of the day, we still have a lot of contacts, a lot of people that are working with us, a lot of people that are feeding us information. I just heard the bones this morning. I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't heard or read any police reports or any other reports for that. We will see what all transpires from that. At the end of the day, we really need this poor baby found.
All right, we cover true crime here, and unfortunately, Summer Wells is a hot topic. And if my audience wants to hear about it, that's what I'm going to talk about. Because at the end of the day, it's about them, not me.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
So just for those out there, I don't mind sharing content because it really, at the end of the day, does come down to the cases. But I'm a very respectful person, and I believe in integrity, and I believe that you should reach out to the content creator and ask permission before you ever air anything. And this fair use is not understood by many people across Facebook, in my opinion. I just talk the way I talk to people, period. I literally just throw it all out there. I don't care. And that's the difference between me. I don't care if somebody calls me a liar. I don't care. I'm not proving anything to anybody. Okay. I'm not here it's great to have you guys, but at the end of the day, I'm not really here for you. I'm here that you guys are my audience. You help us out. Bottom. And we had 6, I believe, when we went out there. We ended up coming back with like 35 persons of interest. It was crazy. We kept adding to our list, not removing people from our list, which kind of sucked. But at the end of the day, by giving that initial thought, you see that we do our due diligence and we actually change our opinions based upon the facts that we find out there in the field. For them. So we hope everybody comes together in a loving manner for the sake of this baby. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't have crap to do with me. It doesn't have crap to do with you. It is all about Summer. It's all about finding answers. And it's all about bringing Summer back safe. It's the problem solving. And I think at the end of the day, the consensus is no matter what side of the aisle you're on, we believe what Justin with Justice for All says. Because at the end of the day, content. How many times can I sit here and continuously say the same thing over and over and over? But at the end of the day, I personally, as an audience member, would be kind of a little insulted at the end of the day and a little bored. Like, I don't know if I could do. And you know what? At the end of the day, but at the end of the day, it could be, for a deception purposes. I mean, we really don't know. But, at the end of the day, there are some things that aren't jiving with this case. And I actually have something up and I wanted to listen. Let me see it.
Yeah, I could care less that it was, that we were talking about doing it. I'm all for it too. I would love to still do it, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, we've never done a meet and greet before. We went out there to work and I was just curious whose idea it was. And if it was hers, even though it is a good idea and that we would love to meet our fans, hands down, we can meet our fans in front of TBI.
That's what my idea of a meet and greet was supposed to be in the very beginning.
So we hope that we have the support and, when we say we need to go somewhere and we need to crowdfund, I hope those that have the ability to support and help us crowdfund will do so. The only thing we can let you know is what case it's about. We can't let you know when we're going or where we're going. I can tell you that once we raise enough money, we'll be out and doing our work. But many of the people that do support us know that when we go to these things, we truly do work. It is a working, this is what we do. And it's not a party. Some people like these personal meet and greets and, making it, about them. And we make it about the victim and in most cases, the victim's families.
The four of you are doing great together. Stick with that.
Yeah, that's the sentiment
Right?
we're getting from a lot of people because at the end of the day, we do great work together. When we're all four
Yes,
together,
you do.
I've seen you
in action.
Yeah.
I think you four should stick together and that's it. Don't include anyone or anything else like that. Just leave it at that. Do what you got to do down in TBI. I've seen victims advocate come up and this and that. Why didn't she say that before she even started?
Print, and then they even have, and we haven't even touched on this right here, the charts and stuff like that. So again, there's going to be more conversation we're going to have related to this. But at the end of the day, guys, God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend. TGIF. And just make sure that you have the bell on. And if you're not getting the notifications, you unsubscribe and resubscribe to re-trigger that. Because I will be kind of hit and miss. I don't know when I'm going live. I'm going to be throwing them in where I can fit them. So some of them you're going to be able to see my face. Some of the lives are going to look like this, and there's nothing I can do